All right, we got our great friend here from Louisiana, Captain Alan Yedor from Southern Style Bowfishing. Chuck and I both had so many great times coming down, getting to know Alan, shooting with him in Louisiana, and also at all these tournaments. Alan has just been a staple. He's competed for a long time, been very competitive, world champion, and it's just always fun to be around him and rib him a little bit. And we've had a lot of great times. So I'm super fired up for him to just tell us a little bit about Southern Louisiana bow fishing, what it's all about, and why we love it, and why we need to come see him down to Southern Style.
Take it away, Alan. I'm gonna jump. I'm not gonna jump in yet. I'm gonna let you start off here. Tell us about it.
I get to talk.
Yes, sir. That's you.
Um, I'm Alan Yetter. Home Southern Style Bow Fishing. Been bow fishing 44 years. We've been in business for 32 years now, and we like to chase the big alligator gar. We shoot redfish, sheephead, black drum, flounder. So we've been fortunate enough to be able to do this for quite a few quite a few years, and we love coming out here to the Bass Pro, U.S. Open events, and the Muzzy events, and all other events as well, World Championship, and we just love bow fishing. Bow fishing is fun.
Alan, so you bow fished all over the country, and tell us what's special about right at home. Why do you love it in Louisiana so much?
Well, we have a variety. Um, Legally, we can shoot uh, alligator gar, redfish, flounder, sheephead, black drum, you know, all the carp species. And so it just depends on, you know, what we want to go for that particular night. We got options.
And that's what's fun. We come down there over the years, you mix it up. One night we go shoot groceries, we go get redfish, go shoot catfish. The next night we go after a trophy alligator gar. And one of my fun things about going down there, favorite things, is we've run into crazy stuff. We've seen water buffalo when we've been out there bow fishing. We've seen dolphin. You see all kinds of stuff. And why I love going with you is it's a big place and it's unforgiving. You got the Mississippi River. It's a huge marsh. And how long have you been bow fishing down there? And you know that place like the back of your hand.
Well, I've been down there all my life. And of course, things are changing. We have hurricanes, and it's kind of shifting things around. It shifts the river around, the sediment, the marsh. We're losing some marsh. Um, they're in motions of trying to build it back up. It's like anything. You come down there, and if you have pleasant weather, you're gonna do good. We're on a tide system down here, so ideally, you would like to try to fish a falling tide if you can, because it kind of cleans up the water a little bit as it's going out, and we just have it's unlimited amount of territory and what we can fish. I mean, it's unbelievable. There's not a place in this country that's better than Louisiana when it comes to bow fishing.
Well, that's something I've always said to people that reach out to us. They've seen our shows and seen the videos that we get, and they say, "Man, they want to take it to that next level." They say, "I want to go chase alligator gar, but I don't know where to go. I don't know who to call. What state do I need to go to?" And you're the first person that I give them. I'm like, "Look here, call Alan. He's going to take care of you." Now, I can't guarantee you're going to go shoot an 8-footer like JP did. I can't tell you you're going to go shoot a 7.5-footer, but I can just about bet you my truck you're going to see a 6-footer plus fish, which is a trophy in anybody's book, especially if they've never had one. And I don't know anybody else that's put more people on that big a fish in the last 5 years than you guys have. And I'm not trying to make your head big, but I'm just telling the truth. And JP nailed it, and you did as well. That place is an ever-changing ecological system that if you're from Georgia or you're from Missouri, we go down there this weekend, it's a totally different animal than it was the week before. And it could just be because of a 25-mile-an-hour wind for 2 days, or it could be because we got water coming down the Mississippi, or some kind of crazy storm, or a super moon. And that's why I tell folks, like, look, you go down there with someone that knows the marsh, knows what to look for. And that's something I pat you on the back. Even when we've been down there before, getting our butts kicked, I call you up and you say, hey, dummy, this is where you need to go. And we go over there and there's fish. Though,
Find clean water.
Well, and that gets us to the next point. A lot of times down there with you guys, it's not finding the fish. It's finding water you could see them in.
Yeah.
Because it's so beat up either from the water, high water, or from the wind. That once you can find that clean water, the fish are there.
Yeah. It's like anything. I mean, the weather plays a factor in everything you do. And if you have the weather doesn't have to be perfect in Louisiana, just halfway perfect. And because of all the territory and, different places, it's just if you pick the right area, to do what you have to do. That's where we at with that.
Man, Yedor, you're a wealth of knowledge, not only about bow fishing in Louisiana, but around the tournament scene. Like I said, you've won world championships. You've won a lot of tournaments. You've competed a lot of places. I know you haven't won the U.S. Open yet, and you still got that competitive fire burning deep in you. You still want it bad, and I love it. And I got to shoot in the worlds with you for numbers, and I picked up some tips from you when I was out there. And I think there's probably a lot of people that'll be watching this, or I see people back here behind us shooting bow fishing targets, right? And they're trying to get a leg up on the competition, how to get a little bit better. And one of the tips you gave me when we were shooting numbers is you were shooting little tiny gar. You don't need to draw the bow all the way back, or you don't need many pounds. But you said, hey, quit half drawing that thing. You'll hit a lot more fish. And I wasn't shooting bad at half draw, but I shot a lot better when I pulled that thing all the way back. And so it's something I put in that memory bank. And now whether it's big fish or gar or anything, I'm like, I'm going to hit my anchor point. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to make a good shot every time. That's something I picked up from you. So what are some tips? You don't have to give away a secret spot, but what are things that you think about when you're shooting a tournament that you think help you be competitive or try to get a leg up without giving anything secret? Like, what can these teams be doing to level their game up?
Well, of course, you have to spend a lot of time on the water. If you don't have a lot of time, then you have to try to figure out what looks better, on your Google Maps or, natures like that. But anything I like it. I don't like little small areas. I like bigger areas where you have bigger water flow. But of course, bigger areas mean windier, things like that. So before I'm shooting in a tournament or, shooting, with clients, I look the weather up, I look the tide up, and I'm trying to put ourselves in the best possible position.
Like that's why we're in an airboat cover water, and you're on it like other teams fishing too fast and they're mudding up their hole or they're driving over fish that they're not having a chance to put in the boat. And so that was something else I picked up about not only like which bank to pick because it's out of the wind, but how do you go about hunting a hole? How do you go about attacking it? Do you go in there guns blazing, run up two, and then it's done with for the night? Or you go in there and pick through it and take your time?
No, we're gonna pick through it. And a lot of times what people don't realize is that those gar, especially if you're in a grassy area, those gar are underneath that, okay? And when you coming by in that boat, it's sucking them out. It's just sucking them out. So, you can make a couple laps in there, and you want to try not to dirty the water as much as possible, but you can kind of pick through it, and you can tell after you've been through it the first time, basically how many fish is in there if you have to make another lap or not. If you're seeing them consistently, then they're there. Yeah. So, you might want to come back and, just kind of zigzag around in it and, back and forth.
What is one of the things that you would tell, 20-year-old Alan, if you could go back, if you were looking at, because I'm just going to jump into the competition scene like we are. You're here to compete today, like you always have been, and you're one of the reasons, you and Butch, me and Shorty got into bow fishing tournaments. We went to Muzzy, I think it's 99 or 2000, whatever, and we got beat. Y'all beat us like a drum. You know, had that awesome airboat that you had, and then the next year you had the counter rotator. You know, and like, you know, we were young at the sport and stupid and didn't know what we were doing, and just watched, and we seen you guys bringing in just these big massive fish and just absolutely just beating the brakes off everybody. And I'm like, these dudes just rolled in here to my home lake that I thought I knew something about, and they just kicked our teeth in, and we hadn't never seen no fish this big all year. And I was like, come heck or high water, we're gonna figure this out. Like, if they can do it, we can do it sooner or later. And so we just started trying to figure it out. But what would you say to 20-year-old you, or some of these young guys that are getting excited about maybe traveling around the United States and trying some of these different tournaments and just kind of getting their wings under them to jump out and try some new water? You know, you've been around like I have. We've seen the evolution of, you know, Google Maps. We've seen the evolution of OnX. We've seen, you know, satellite imagery. We've seen live scope coming into the scene now. What would you say to 20-year-old you that's most important if you want to take that next level and go somewhere else and just try something out of the blue?
I would say that you have to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the first starting point going into it. And I know you get excited. You want to do this, you want to do that, and go here and go there and do all that. But now, I mean, I just come up with a game plan, you know, and we're trying different things. We're moving all around because everybody in the tournament scene is going to move around. They're all going to try different things. They're all going to, you know, see, back in the day, there wasn't no electronics.
Right.
You know, when we was competing and all that, you had to figure this out for yourself. Now, I think people are kind of, you know, relying too much on that kind of stuff. But it all has its purpose. But I would say that you got to stay focused, and you got to be mentally prepared for, say, a storm comes up, goes through your hole. You got to have A, B, C, and D on options. So that would be the approach that I would come into, and that's what I do. That's how I approach these tournaments now. And
one thing I'd say is I noticed with the top teams, Allen in particular, Tommy and Shorty, you know, these guys descaling and on track, the guys that are consistently competing, they're committed. You know, it's like they set down a schedule on the calendar and announces how many weeks can I actually be out on the road going to bowfishing tournaments instead of being at home guiding. And he's circling the U.S. Open, they're circling the Muzzy, they're circling the Worlds. They're saying, I got to go and give it my all for a week. I may not shoot some local tournaments and stuff at home because I'm saving up to go big, and I'm going to go put in the homework. And that's one reason I think you guys do consistently get in these tournaments, is because you have a game plan and you're like committed to it. You show up, you do the work, you put in your homework, and it doesn't work every single year. But you look year in and year out of where teams are placing, and it's like the guys, it's evident the ones that do the work ahead of time.
It's all about the work ethic. You're not going to come in and if I don't know, I don't believe in luck, but you know, it takes a work ethic to be successful. Also, it takes really good equipment to be successful. Y'all, you've been good, you know, with the Oneida, you know, program. Been shooting for Oneida now for 32 years, almost since day one. It started.
Thank you for that. We're proud to be aligned with you.
We appreciate what you're doing with this event. We shoot all Muzzy products. My lights are outdoor riggers. All the equipment I use is very, very important in what I believe in to help us be successful. Try different things. You know, everybody's got different opinions on their favorite stuff, but I know it works for us. And we're doing it night after night after night.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Taking it straight from the source right there. If it'll hold up on guide trips with the variety of people you have shooting it, it'll hold up for anybody and the abuse they put on it. We thank you for coming to our tournament and for what you do for the sport of bow fishing and what you mean, and being an ambassador for the sport and helping to mentor the next generation of upcoming bow fishermen. And I had one more question for you, Ian. How many pounds you coming in with tomorrow? Put him on the hot seat.
I like it.
Um,
This is going to be on the test. You better get it right.
I'm just gonna put it this way. I'm hoping we don't get skin up.
Right.
That's where I'm gonna leave it.
What poundage is not getting skin up? 5, 6, 7? What do you think?
I mean, I think if you come in with 600 pounds, you're not gonna get skin up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good,
Yeah.
accurate. I think that's going to be pretty good. I think that we're going to see some big weights, but I think we're going to see a lot of solid weight. A lot of guys are seeing a lot of fish and not seeing a lot of boats. With it being open, you know, is what I'm hearing from the crowd. So hopefully it'll be good. Hope you boys are standing up there on the stage in the morning. Maybe get you a big buckle, big check.
Well, I mean, this is basically in all the years I've been bow fishing, we really ever tried to look for a big head carp with a flashlight. And so,
Old dog, new trick.
yeah, exactly. So we tried it, and I don't know, but you know, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
It's just different. Isn't
It's
it?
different, yeah. So we'll see what happens in the morning.
Good. I'm
Best
excited
of luck
for
to
it.
you.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you, buddy. We
Yep.
hope you pull them out tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you for being here. And listen, guys, y'all keep following along. We're going to have some more good guests coming up here on the podcast, and we're just going to keep on keeping on. But let's carry on the excitement. We'll see you on the next one. Thank y'all.